Hey everybody, so it's the Hebrew Hulk here. So today I want to do a video on gym dress code and what to wear in the gym. Um, so when I first started going to gym, I wore the same thing everybody else wore. Some kind of just t-shirt I had laying around the house, some kind of gym pants for the most part. And then as time progressed, started to find out what you want to wear, what I like. Um, Now it took me a while to actually get anywhere near what I'd classify as a gym worthy physique. Let's put it that way. But early on, I started wearing tea backs. So for those of you who I'm not sure what tea back is, a tea back is like a tank top, but a lot more cut, so you actually see a lot more of your back. Um, Really open, like kind of like almost like just small straps. Think of like a wife beater, but a lot more open. If you saw it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, so I started wearing tea back, and I was not in any physical stature where I ever should have worn a tea back. Part of that was I wanted to try and feel like a bodybuilder. Part of it was in one of Arnold Schwarzenegger's books, I think it's Encyclopedia of Bodybuilding, he talks about when he first got um, to America, he ripped the legs off of all his gym pants because his biggest issue he had was that his calves were too small. And so he thought that if he put his calves constantly on display, um, he'd have to improve them because everyone would watch them. That he'd feel watched and judged. So that was kind of my idea. But the fact was that I needed to improve everything. I still have to improve everything. I've got a long way to go for where I want to be. So I thought if I put it in the eye, in the public eye, if I feel like I'm being judged for wearing this shirt, I feel like I need to see myself all the time, realize I am not where I need to be. Um, then I'll hopefully just try harder and keep progressing. In my mind, I had to try and earn the right to wear a tee back. Now, the biggest thing is when it comes down to dress code, I don't care what anybody wears. It is far more important to get to the gym than to worry about what you're wearing. Like, wear something comfortable. I will never say you should train in jeans. Number one, they don't breathe. You can't move in them. If you're training in jeans, you're probably not training properly. And granted, I've never seen a couple people train in jeans. Usually get the old guy who's not sure what's doing on the treadmill. Simple idea. This is my perspective. If you need to wear a belt with your pants, it's probably not the right quality for the gym. Now, next to that, I really don't care if you wear a stringer for guys where your nipples are showing, whatever. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but if you want to do that, go ahead. My training partner does it all the time. It's more if you're comfortable with yourself, then who can cause an issue? Now, granted, I do think there are certain modesty levels that should be handled, and it's more just dress appropriately, not so much for the gym, but I mean if you are a larger person and you have a shirt that's not covering your stomach, like granted, you could be doing the same idea I did, where you're trying to think, okay, if this is visual, if people have to see it, then I have to improve on it. But in my opinion, that's a real step over. Aside from that, girls can wear whatever they want. Like it's the biggest thing is wear something you feel comfortable in. Magazine article I read a couple years ago explained that one of the main reasons why you should spend money on gym clothes and buy real good gym clothes, for the most part, I do. Most of my gym clothes probably cost more than my street clothes for the most part. For the simple idea that when you put your gym clothes on, like you're almost like excited to put them on. You want to wear them. Um, you feel good in them. You feel good when you train. So you should wear clothes that give you that feeling. If you're just putting clothes on and you're just not exactly happy, like granted, if you're just starting to get into it, yeah, you're not gonna want to really get dressed to go to the gym. You're just gonna basically throw your clothes on and go. But one of my favorite things, like what shirt am I gonna wear today? I like this one. I'm training this. One thing that a lot of people will give me shit for, and I really don't care if they do. I do actually wear men's compression pants, tights, whatever you want to call them. I basically guys leggings. I do wear something like that. Um, I've always enjoyed training legs, and originally I just got them because they were actually a gift. So I wore them in the gym a couple times and actually realized how much I enjoyed wearing them. It wasn't so much about a showing off thing. I found like there's different versions of them, and some of the ones I like to wear the most actually have a pretty stiff material for the most part. And I found that especially around my knees when I'm squatting, they made it more comfortable because they almost would compress and hold around my knees. So actually, it literally came down to the fact that I find training in men's tights to be more comfortable, and I find I've got a better range of motion. I'm not worried about it because there's nothing worse than trying to like squat or lunge and your pants bunch up. They're too tight in a certain spot. You don't get movement out of them. Granted, a good pair of pants won't do that, but some of the neoprene ones, I got some Reeboks, Nike ones that I've got from way back in college that I can't wear on a leg day because I can't move. And there's nothing worse than gym clothes you can't move in. So, anyways, that's my base 2 cents about it. So yeah, wear what you feel comfortable in, wear what you're happy in, and if somebody makes a comment on this side, this actually goes back to the tights thing. Before I end off, people make comments about my tights. People talk shit about it all the time. If you're not, if you're wearing something and someone comments about it, and you're not comfortable enough with yourself to handle a negative comment, then don't wear it. If you're gonna wear something that anyone can make a comment on, you either have to be the bigger person, and not give a shit what they say. Excuse language, I haven't sworn on this channel yet. But you have to not care what they say about what you're wearing, or stop wearing it. Because people will talk in a gym. That's why it doesn't matter what you wear as long as you feel comfortable in it. And not just comfortable in the gym, comfortable with people's opinions of what you're wearing. All right? So remember, if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. Just like wearing tights doesn't challenge me.